All right, hello everyone. Wanted to put together some Tour 8 intro content here, and one of the things I wanted to go over is just kind of my bag setup. It's a good thing I did because it looks like I have a Trailblazer on. You don't want to get rid of that. You're going to need a lot of backspin in this tour, so Bigfoot Spectra, that's really the only requirement. I Am Root's going to be good. Stingray's going to be good. Kind of either or. If your Stingray's a 4, I Am Root is a 4. You know, that is kind of the territory that we're probably talking about. But the I Am Root here, you see, is just a little bit more developed. And honestly, this bag is plenty good enough to compete in Tour 8. And that's just kind of one of the first things that I wanted to go over and talk about. And in terms of a ball setup here, you can see we have some loop R's, some Haves. Those are going to be kind of the bare minimum that you want to play for this tour, especially with weaker bags. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mix up some content. We're going to do some with the special balls, so you can see things like Warthog, large wind reduction, also power increase, Vanquish as well, another great type ball. So these are the type of balls that you want to be thinking about, because what you'll see, especially with weaker bags, you'll see guys in this tour who may have Spectra 6, Spectra 5. It's just kind of extending the club. Bigfoot 8, Bigfoot 9. This is pretty much almost as early as a bag as you'll see in Tour 8 in all reality. So you want to put yourself in the best case scenario to be able to beat not only the live players that you get, but also the computer generated when you can't find a matchup. Sometimes you almost want to see those computer generated shots, because you know that there's going to be a certain amount of tolerance built in. But one of the things that I just wanted to kind of talk about is, you know, just kind of playing the hole that you get. And you will want to definitely keep the special balls on for this tour. Especially think about, I don't know how well your needle timing is, but let's say you're a little bit off with that timing. It's going to be crucial that you have that ball to kind of expand that window. And let's just, think of the needle timing as a sine wave. It's oscillating back and forth, left and right. And let's just call, the ultimate shot point a zero sine wave, where there's no value assigned to it. And then think that as it oscillates, it's creating a tolerance. And let's just, for argument's say, you have like a 10 millisecond window between that ultimate shot before a basic ball goes to great. So if you're really good with that timing and you're really on your day, even I have, bad days where I'll just be all over the place with my stopping point. But then other times I'll be able to go for a whole tournament and hit 18 straight ultimate shots. But it's one of the things that you really can't predict too well. But what happens is, you'll see with some of these balls is, especially from Spider to Loop R, I think all the balls technically do it. So let's say Cruiser extends that window an extra, 2 milliseconds or something, for example. So what you'll see is, if that tolerance window that I have is plus or minus 10 milliseconds on that absolute 0 point, as long as so you might see it visually say great and not be impacted, as long as you're within that new window. And you're going to see that window extend by the better ball that you use. Let's say Loop R extends that timing, that needle timing, just a little bit more to maybe 15 milliseconds. Mojave even a little bit more, maybe even plus 18 seconds or something, like plus 18 milliseconds. So it's just kind of extending that zone. And it might not be, another thing that I think it does is it slows down the bar. So it kind of does two different things. So you'll see the Pro D1 needle, for example, oscillating very slowly, especially in overpower. So it makes it easier to hit that perfect ball. But it also, if you do miss that perfect ball, that ultimate shot, and it says great shot, there's a chance that you're still in the tolerance where it's not going to pull. And why might you see a a great shot that's slightly off, go offline, because it leaves that tolerance window that's built in, that extra padded. Now what you'll see is you will get a lot of computer generated, especially if you're playing oddball times. That's, it might change as more people start to play into the game. But let's just go in and we're going to play this one hole out. And then we'll kind of switch up our bag. And here you can see kind of the importance of the power. And you'll see something like a spider or a loop is going to come in handy here. You're going to see we're not really going to need too much power extension on a par 3. So this might be a good time for us to just use a loop. And we don't know what we're going to, and typically I'll play about 5 rings. So we are going to want to be up here. And you can see I really didn't touch the spin. 5 rings. Might just go into a little bit of power. So you see that I'm just extending just a touch. And here's a perfect example. So you can see I'm a little bit late on my timing. Let's see if it's affected. And it is affected. So you're seeing that shot directly missing that target by outside the tolerance window. But then you'll see sometimes where it flies true. So, and that's what you want to be able to do, is create that extra padded window where you can still potentially get that to say ultimate shot. Now it didn't do it that time. I need to be just a little bit tighter with that timing. So that's something that I'm going to want to work on. And let's go to the shootout here. See what this looks like. And we are playing a computer. This is probably the best hole that you want to get a computer, a computer generated. You'll see the rough bump that they have to hit is quite difficult. So it's hard to replicate time and time again. You'll win a lot of these matches. But you can see on this one, unfortunately, did catch the pin. So it is in there slightly tight. That's pretty much the best iteration of a computer generated shot you're going to see. Now what I'll typically do here is, and you can see I use pretty much the Mac backspin, 3.5 rings. So let's go here and hopefully get our ultimate. And let's just see, as long as we have this rollout about right, we should easily still pick up the win. So pretty much a yard flat. Came in just a little bit too hot, but we are going to hold on for the win. And like I said, that's pretty much the best case scenario that you'll see for a computer generated shot, is they'll hit the pin. Otherwise, you'll sometimes see them 4-8 yards on that hole. So it does give you a large opportunity of games to win. And one of the things, I don't know if it's associated with, but also trophy count. So I do think that the shots might get a little bit more buffed when you get towards 2940 versus 2240. So do keep in mind, as you kind of progress through a tour, you may start to see harder shots that you're going up against. But good luck with this tour. We're going to go through a whole bunch of different examples. Hopefully this is helpful and gives you, good success for Tour 8. Good luck out there. See you guys next time.